Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football prediction on Betkraft. Okay, today is the 29th day of August, and it's a beautiful Thursday morning. And as usual, so many games that are supposed to be ongoing around the globe. And amongst these many games, we have a select few that we looked into and bring it forward for you. Okay, all right. Today we'll have Europa League matches as well as Europa Conference League matches. That made up our tickets today. And in a short while, we'll be looking at these matches one after the other. Looking at their recent performances and also making verdicts. Based on on all the performances they had from home and away, and head-to-head perspective also. All right. That being said, we'll be looking at these matches one after the other, but I want to use this opportunity to ask those of us who are coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button down there so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right. Okay. All right. That being said, let's head to the business of today, and we are starting with the first match. It is an Europa Conference League match where we have Servette who will be up against the Chelsea. Okay, and Servette have been able to manage just a single victory in the past six recent games. They've also lost 4 times out of those 6 games, and they've had just one draw in the past 6 recent encounters. But our side, Chelsea, have won 2 games, losing 3 as well, and also achieving a draw in the past 6 recent games that they had. When you look at how these two teams have performed, from the home and away perspective, you can see that Servette, the home side, have been able to achieve 5 wins from home. They've also had 4 losses as well as 1 draw in the past 10 home games that they had. As a matter of fact, the last 2 home games they played out, so I've seen them losing all 2, and our away side, Chelsea, on the other hand, have won 3 games from away. They've been able to achieve 3 draws as well, and also they've lost 4 games in the past 10 away games that they played out so far. And the last away game they had was against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We saw Chelsea defeating that side by 6 goals to 2. That was a great performance from Chelsea. And looking at how these two teams have fared, you see that the first leg of this very encounter saw Chelsea play from home on that occasion, defeating this side by 2 goals to 0. When we put all that together, we know that Chelsea is a very strong side, and actually not expected to lose out in this very game. So we do expect to see, the away side either winning or draw plus under 4.5 in this very game. Away win or draw and under 4. That's our verdict. Okay, and takes us to the next game also in Europa Conference League, where we'll have TNS of Wales coming up against, Panevezys. Okay. And when you look at how these two teams have, fared in recent games, you can see that TNS have been able to achieve 3 wins. They've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw in the past recent 6 games. And the away side, on the other hand, Panevezys have managed to achieve just 2 draws, but they've lost 4 games in the past 6 recent encounters. And when you look at how they fared from home and away perspective, TNS in the home side have been able to achieve 7 wins in the past 10 home games. They've actually lost 2, and 1 draw as well. When you look at the away side, on the other hand, they've managed to achieve just a single victory, just 1 win in the past 10 away games, but they've also had 3 draws, and they've lost 6 games in the past 10 away games that they played out. So that tells you that the away side not really a good side even when playing from away, and the home side have actually done very well. And when you look at how they fared in the last meeting, which was this month, last week actually, where they played out a 3-0 victory against Panevezys from away, TNS won on that occasion. So in this very game, we'll still do expect a win for TNS, in this very encounter, seeing that they're actually being very dominant against this side. So playing from home, TNS to win outrightly. That's our verdict for this very encounter. And that takes us to the next for the day, and it is also Europa Conference League match where we'll have HJK, coming up against Klaksvik. Okay, that's an Iceland team. And when you look at how these two teams have performed the recent games, you can see that the home side HJK have won 3 games out of 6. They've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw, and their away side have managed to achieve 4 wins, 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the past 10 home game in the past recent 6 games. Sorry. And when you look at how the home side have performed from home and away perspective, you can see that the JJK have been able to manage 7 victories in the past 10 home games, and they've also had 2 draws, but have lost just once in the past 10 home games that they had so far. But our side, on the other hand, Okay, have been able to achieve 5 victories from away. They've also had 4 losses as well as 1 draw in the past 10 away games that they had so far. So when you take a look at how they fared from head to head, you can see that the last time they met, which was the first leg of this very fixture, we saw them playing out a 2-2 draw. HJK played from away on that occasion, and in this very one, we expect to see more from the home side. So we expect to see the home side either winning or draw, and under 4.5. That's our verdict for this very game: home win or draw, and under 4.5. Okay, that takes us to the next match for today. It is actually in La Liga, the La Liga match where we have Las Palmas who will be up against the league champions Real Madrid. Okay, when you look at the recent games for both sides, you could see that Las Palmas have managed just a single victory. They've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the past recent 6 games. Real Madrid, their way side, on the other hand, managed to achieve 3 victories, 2 losses, as well as 1 draw in the past, 6 games that they had. And when you look at how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective, see that Las Palmas, the home side, have managed just 1 win in the past 10 home games. They've also had 4 draws, but have lost 5 games in the past, 10 home games. And away side, on the other hand, the Real Madrid have been able to achieve 5 victories from away. They've also had 4 draws, but as well as 1 loss. That loss was the match against proceeded friendly against Milan on that occasion. So we saw Real Madrid actually playing out a draw against Mallorca last week, and they'll be looking to make amends for these very lost grounds. And when you look at how they fared on head-to-head position, you could see that it has always been Real Madrid who has seen the upper hand in this very feature, seeing that Real Madrid have won on 8 times out of 10 head-to-head meetings for both sides, and the other 2 being a draw. There's never been a time Las Palmas defeated the Real Madrid. So in this very encounter, Real Madrid is actually hungry for the 3 points, and they're expected to rise to the occasion and win out trophy in this very one. Are we win? That's our verdict. And that takes us to the next game for the day. It is in Europa League. We'll have a Petrocub coming up against the Ludogorets. Petrocub is a club from Moldova, and against Ludogorets. And when you look at how these teams have performed in recent games, you can see that Petrocub have been able to win 2 games. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 2 as well. And Ludogorets, their away side, have won 5 games out of those 6 games that they played in recent times, but they've also had 1 loss. And when you look at how these 2 teams have performed from home and away perspective, and you see that the Petrocub, the home side, have managed 8 wins in the past 10 home games. They've also had 2 draws in the process. They've not lost a single match in the past 10 home games that they had so far. And the away side, on the other hand, Ludogorets have managed to achieve 6 victories from away, and they've also lost 4 games in the past 10 away games that they had so far. And when you look at this, you know that Petrocub is a side that actually do very well when playing from home. And we saw them last season doing so well last season. And also looking at their head-to-head performances for both sides, you can see that last time they fared, they met was Ludogorets, who played from home on that occasion, defeating his side by 4-0 from home, and that was a very heavy loss to Petrocub on that occasion. But Petrocub being a very good home side, and we still do expect them to achieve a result in this one. We don't expect the home side to lose out. It's a very large odd, so but we do expect to see a home to either win or draw in this very game. Home win or draw, that's a verdict. That's our verdict. Yeah, home win or draw. Okay, and that takes us to the next, which happen to be the last for today. It is in UEFA Europa League. We'll have Besiktas who will be up against Lugano. Okay, Besiktas have already won 5 games in the last 6 recent matches for the home side. They've actually had 1 draw, and Lugano, on the other hand, their away side have won 3 games out of the past 6. They've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss in the past 6 recent encounters. And when you take a look at the performances from home and away perspective, you can see that Besiktas, who are the home side, have actually been able to manage 6 victories in the past 10 home games. They've also had 2 draws, as well as they've actually had 3 draws as well as one loss in the past 10 home games they had. So it shows you that it's not an easy side to lose the match when playing from home. Okay, when you're looking at the away side, Lugano, they've actually been able to achieve 7 victories from away, and they've actually lost 2 games and 1 draw in the past 10 away games. They too are doing very well. Lugano is doing very well, in recent times. And when you look at how the two teams have performed, last time they met, saw them playing out a 3-3 draw. And prior to that, we saw Besiktas defeating this side by 2-0 from away. That was in December last year, and you know, uh, also before that, we saw Lugano defeating them in October by 3-2. So that tells you that these two teams are familiar foes, and the last time they met, they played out a 3-3 draw. But in this very encounter, we still do expect a little bit more from Besiktas, who are playing from home in this very tie. We still do expect to see a win for the home side. Besiktas to win out shortly. That's our verdict in this very game. Okay, that brings our predictions for you today on Betkraft to a conclusion. I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. Remember to also play responsibly. It's only a football game, and anything can happen and change the course of the game. All right. Tomorrow is another day, and we'll be coming up with our football predictions on Betcraft as usual. But until then, keep winning.